It's your $2 Tuesday movie critic here once again with another round of Oscar nominations 2025. So this time I'm going to be looking at one of my most favorite categories, Best Animated Feature Film. Now they had a lot of cool animated feature films this time around. There was one of them I kind of was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this is an animated film. At the same time, it was sweet too. So let me go down the list of nominations. Flow. This is rated PG. It's an hour and 26 minutes. Inside Out 2, which is also rated PG, 96 minutes. Memoir of a Snail. This is rated R. And I just want to reiterate, this is rated R. Do not let your kids see this. I wouldn't even watch this with your teens. Well, it's rated R, so yeah, you won't be able to anyway, unless, you let your kids watch that stuff. But if you do, don't watch it with them. I'm just warning you. All right, and it's 95 minutes long. Then the next one is Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Fowl. This one is an hour and 22 minutes long, and it is rated PG. I'm surprised this wasn't rated G. I'm not sure exactly why it was rated PG, but okay. And then the last one, The Wild Robot, rated PG as well, 1 hour and 24 minutes. Again, here, I'm not sure why this was rated PG. Maybe because, in this one, there's a bit of violence, not a lot of violence, but some violence, and so that's probably why they did it. Let's get into the movies. So Flow is about this cat. Okay, left homeless by a flood, a cat begins a journey with a wide array of very different animals. Along the way, she meets a gopher, a lemur, an overly friendly dog, and a majestic bird. They all hitch a ride in a boat to flow, no pun intended, to wherever the flood takes them. The animals communicate with their various animal sounds and actions. With the exception of nature sounds, the movie is silent. Of course, there is the background music as well. Then there is the sea creature that seems to be around at just the right moments. One event made no sense to me. It was between the cat and its protector. And there is one particular animal that actually is the protector of the cats. Yeah. Okay. You have to watch the movie to the very end, because I almost didn't watch it to the very end. And when I mean the very end, I mean credits and all. And I was disappointed until so I was like getting ready to, switch to another movie, because I watched it on television, and I was getting ready to switch to another movie, and I didn't. I was, doing something else, and I was like, that was disappointing. But then the credits were gone, and it came the last part of the movie, and then I was like, oh, okay, that's better. So, yes, watch it to the very, very end. Okay, so then that's Flow. And then we have Inside Out 2. All right, so Inside Out 2, it brings back the old gang: joy, sadness, anger, fear, and disgust. They have been running a successful operation so far. However, when new people like anxiety shows up, they aren't sure how to feel. It is 9 years after the original. Can you believe it? 9 years. I mean, real years, not based on what the movie says. It's been 9 years since the original movie. And new, more advanced emotions are taking over, because now Riley is either teen or preteen. I forgot which one it was. I think she turned 13 in this one. Anyway, it was just as sweet and funny as the last one, with a few more complications, shall we say. So I think everybody really enjoyed it. If you like the first one, you'll like this one. And it delves more into not just the families this time, but also friendship, you know. So I really liked it. And also the girl aspect of friendship, because most of the time with the movies, they always go to the mean girls or the conflicts between females and blah, blah, blah. But this one kind of deals with the realistic relationship, I think, realistic relationship between females. All right, so let's go to the next one. Memoir of a Snail. This is a story of Grace, sister to Gilbert, her twin brother. They loved snails just like their deceased mom. Their dad, now an alcoholic and invalid, was once an artist. Her family was full of issues and empty of money, but they also had lots of joy. When things do go bad, they get much worse. This is not a film for kids, not even teenagers. Grace dresses like a snail to remember her mom. When the twins are separated, Gilbert's life gets much worse, and Grace turns into a recluse. This is a pretty depressing claymation film, and Grace is as sad as a person can get. It does have its funny moments, and it also has its good moments too. So, I mean, adults that watch it, I think they'll like it, but it does get pretty depressing, I have to admit. So watch out for that. Don't watch it if you're already sad and you're trying to look for something to cheer you up. This is not that movie. Cute characters, but depressing. All right, our next one is the Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl. This one is so adorable, I just have to say. The dynamic duo are back after helping to catch Feathers McGee before he could complete his robbery of the Blue Diamond. He is incarcerated, and Wallace and Gromit are held as heroes. Are heralds. Held as heroes. In this movie, Feathers plots his revenge, which is easier to do than it should be. Wallace is blinded by the progress of his latest invention, Norbots. The cops are clueless to real facts, so it is up to Gromit to save the day. Okay, it's so adorable. I will tell you, this is a family movie. So is Flo, and so is Inside Out too. Our last movie, The Wild Robot. Roz, a robot that is shipwrecked on an island, must adapt to the harsh surroundings while becoming the adoptive parent of an orphaned gosling. She's more of a robot in the wild. At least that's what I thought when I first saw the movie, because I was writing as I went and I should have waited until the end, so that's what I was saying. She's more of a robot in the wild. Okay, the movie takes on a very realistic version of a robot's experience in the wild, if there ever was an experience of a real robot in the wild. Bright Bill is so adorable, especially when he is mimicking Roz. Now, Bright Bill is the orphaned gosling. Like with most teenagers, Bright Bill becomes less cute and more unhappy, especially when he comes to learn how Roz became his caregiver. She enlists the help of others for rendering Bright Bill, and without knowing, they start helping her too. Ironically, the more humane she becomes, the more wild she becomes as well. It is a very unique story. However, I believe it to be more PG-13 rather than PG, mainly because of the advanced language and content. Okay, so I did say that. Okay, when I say content, like I said before, there's some killing and there's a little violence in this movie. I absolutely loved The Wild Robot. It had everything the other animated movies had, but more. Flo was sweet and simple, but I missed dialogue. Inside Out 2 takes you on an emotional roller coaster but has a good conclusion. Memoir of a Snail may have been too real, and Wallace and Gromit may have been too simplistic. So for me, absolute winner is The Wild Robot. It's a very unique telling of a story that is not so unique, you know? Someone getting lost in the wild and the wilderness changes them rather. It gave me all the feels. When a movie gives me all the feels, whether it's animated or not, it's a great movie, because not all movies can do that for me. So anyway, that's my my choice for winner in that category. So that's all I got for you today. Thank you. I hope to see you next time. If you have any comments, please let me know down below.